Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a page today that is just for the load prompt. And the load prompt is about a catchphrase of Monica's in the TV show Friends. And her catchphrase was, "I know." And it was, somebody would come in and say, the traffic is really bad outside. And she'd say, "I know." So, and the technique prompt was to use a sketch. And as you know, I have been doing the Follow a Sketch February at Scrapping Reflections on days when I'm not doing Challenge Accepted, which is doing Scrap-A-Sketch sketches by Lisa Sikorsky. So this is today's sketch, and it's a double-page sketch. And as you may know, I'm not a fan of double-page spreads. I sometimes do a page and a companion page using the same stuff, but this whole kind of blends into each other kind of stuff, not my thing. So I'm gonna kind of cut it in half, and my page is going to be this half of the double page sketch. I'm going to have, I have already cut this pattern paper, and I've used the back of it. I've cut some strips and edged that. I've got a couple strips from a 6x8 paper pad by Vicki Boutin, and that's going to be the parts going down the side. I'm going to have one photo here and some journaling here, and I'm not going to have this photo. Instead of 2 banners and 3 stars, I'm going to have 1 banner and a flare and the rest of my title. So the photo I'm using is one it was taken in Bora Bora, and I don't think I've ever scrapped this one before. There was at dinner, we were treated to just a really amazing performance by some Polynesian dancers, and they go down to, like, this was a little like hula girl in training. She was about 8 or 9 years old, and excuse me, after they did their performance, they then invited some of the customers up. So John and I went up there, and John actually participated. And this is me in the back, and that's John right here in his Hawaiian shirt that actually matches the kind of skirt of this guy. It was just an amazing evening. The dinner was amazing. We had gone for a swim when we got there, right outside our little hut that was, built out on stilts out in the water. And we walked down to dinner, had this fabulous dinner, and the musical performance and the dancing. And then as we were walking home to go for another swim, kind of a midnight swim, if you will, John was holding my hand, and he said, "This is a dream come true." And I may or may not have said, "I know," and because the Bora Bora and the South Pacific, just that whole vibe was kind of my big dream for a very long time. And I'm so happy that we got to do it together. And Bora Bora was right at the beginning of a wonderful trip. And it wasn't even our favorite place on the trip. That was Tonga. So, and that's a whole nother story. So anyway, I'm going to get putting this page together to show you things I'm using. This is the paper from the Vicki Boutin Fernwood 6x8 pad. I had another sheet that had the rays coming out, and I used that to matte this photo, and I used the other side of it to matte a, well, actually, that's not true. There was a 3x4 card page, and I cut out a library card and then matted it with this paper. And let's see. I'm also, and all of this stuff that you see came in one or more Mind the Scrap kits. And the same goes for this Pink Fresh Alpha and the Vicky Boutin Alpha. And then this, I've pulled a few pieces from the Happy Hearts Simple Story ephemera that also came in a Mind the Scrap kit. These acrylic pieces came from BrambleFox, and they did not come from Mind the Scrap, although I know about BrambleFox because they did include them in one of their kits sometime. And this is from Fernwood, Vicky Boutin's Fernwood, and there are a couple phrase strips that I want to use. These did not come in the Mind the Scrap kit, but I happen to have them lying around, so I'm going to use them. Let's see. Just to tell you, this paper that I'm using both sides of is Paradise Palms from the Animal Kingdom collection from Echo Park. And just seeing this one sheet of paper tells me I might need this collection. I'm going to have to go look and see what else is in it. Okay, so I've picked out some color-matched Flair from Dotty About Flair in these two, and then I want to use pink as an accent color, so I have this Flair, which is a custom design. That's not one that's ever been in the shop, but it's perfect for this page. I've got, these are the two pieces of ephemera I pulled from the Simple Stories thing. I'm not sure, these are not tropical flowers, and these from BrambleFox are, so I don't know if I'm going to use these or those or a combination of the two. Just don't know yet. We'll see. And I fussy cut a butterfly, and I'm not sure where or if I'm going to use that. Okay, so now I'm just going to lay this down, and I'm going to do it kind of up a little high, leaving some space down here for the for this guy. So now I put some foam behind these, and this is a smooth side, so it's the side that's going to join up with this. So this goes on the bottom. And what I'm going to do is, it's going to look like a single strip of paper when I put the photo and some embellishments across it. There is a seam, and the seam would be visible if I didn't do anything about it. But let's see, there's the smooth side. I distressed the sides. Let's see, let me get the sides and the ends, and then the seam part I left smooth so that it's maybe a little bit easier to cover up. And this, of course, isn't going to be a perfect fit, but I have confidence that I can figure that out. So if I do the photo something like that, I could do maybe a tropical leaf. I die cut some tropical leaves out of black cardstock, and I could maybe, I think I could cover that up like that. If I glue that on there like that, and then maybe do the other one a little bit differently, it wouldn't look... Let's see how that... Well, how about if I just do something like that and that? Don't like that. How about something like that? We'll see. Let me put this down, and then we'll work on embellishing that later. Okay, so that's going to go there. In the sketch, and I have put the sketch, there is this photo right here, and it's kind of down here because there's another photo right over here, but I don't have that one. So I'm thinking this doesn't look great down there. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Just to get, I think it's important to do this first so that I can get the proportions I want. Let's see. The word I know, or the words I know, are going to be on this guy. So I need to leave enough space for it. And I also need it to be parallel with both the bottom here and this area. And it doesn't look like it is, but okay, and then I'm going to put this right here, and this will kind of take the place of, it's an element that will sort of take the place of that other photo that's missing. Okay. Let's see, what do I want to do next? I think we'll work on this, and I think at the very least, this big leaf needs to be there, kind of glued down. Speaking of glue, I'm going to actually use glue on it. And I'm going to put the solid part of the leaf over the seam, so you don't see that it's there at all. Now what I thought I might do is maybe add this and one of these hibiscuses. Okay, I don't know if I want to use this one. If I did that, that would kind of look like a cluster there. So let's try that. And I'm probably going to have to let this dry. Well, let's try it. I'll need to put this on so that it stays. Okay, that works for me. Now, I thought I might do a couple of these tropical leaves behind and under this guy. I am going to put some BrambleFox on here, I think. Okay, so once those are glued down, I can lift that up. Let's see. I could do just the hibiscus, and I can actually do one of the darker hibiscus. Okay, come on. I'm having a little trouble getting the backing off, and that's why I normally do this. I'm long since unable to do that with my fingernails, so I could kind of do that, and no, that kind of looks a little awkward there. So I like that. And do I want to add to the pink color scheme by just kind of adding that in? I kind of like that. And okay, now it may be, since I haven't put the first part of the title, the it's a dream come true, which is going to go up here. It seems odd to put the second part, but I'm going to do it because I have some kind of artwork to do on it. Okay, so it's going to say, I know. So there's the I. And the K. I love this font, and I love that they're printed on canvas so that you can paint or stain or do whatever. You can color them. Let's see. I'm going to move this back over a little bit closer. So that I can fit in the W and the exclamation point. Oops, I knocked this guy off. Oh, that's the problem with having kind of slidey wet glue on slidey surfaces. Let's see if I can pull this out. Does that make sense there? I tell you what I may do is lift up this little bit and let it overlap the W. And if I need to, I can come back and put some glue. It is going to need some glue. Okay. And I'm going to put that at an angle, but I'm going to let this show enough, you know, kind of scooch it down a little bit so that you can be sure to see that it's there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a shimmery paint. I'm going to, whoops, that's actually purple. I thought this was a clear mist, so forget that idea. I will use a completely different product. I have a shimmer mist. It's a mica mist, and I thought the mica might add some extra dimension to the shimmer. And see, I got a little bit of that on the page, but it's not enough, I think, to make me start over. Let me just put it that way. Oh, what an epic fail. Okay, so this is Imagine Sheer Shimmer Craft Spray Sparkle. That should be nice and clear, and I'm going to use that to wet my paintbrush when I pick up this worn lipstick Distress Oxide. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, and I'm going to try to get it inside the lines, and it's really nice and shimmery. It's beautiful. And I'll forever have some shimmer on this ink pad, which means I may need to buy another one sometime, but for right now, I'm okay. It is coming out very shimmery. I've done this once or twice before when I was coloring images for cards, stamped images, but I haven't done it in years. I haven't made cards in years. Someone asked me the other day why I stopped making cards, and it just, you know, Christmas was obviously a big time for making cards, and in 2019 was the first of our kind of bad Christmases. That was the year that Ava was in the hospital. She had gone in for a routine chemo that was supposed to be kind of one of her last, if not her last, infusion chemo. And she had a really bad reaction to it and ended up with some respiratory problems and ended up in the ICU and started having seizures and all kinds of crazy things that at the time the doctors were not able to explain. So Christmas was visiting her in the hospital and praying that she'd get better, which she did, and then got worse. And, you know, it was kind of a roller coaster, but definitely not the kind of, and everything leading up to that holiday was also not the kind of thing that you'd come home and say, oh, I'm going to make some cards. And I did scrap some during that time because I don't know, for some reason, kind of scrapping memories was more of a distraction, a more successful, desirable distraction than making cards. So I don't know how to explain it other than that. Okay, so now the rest of my title is going to go up here, and it's going to be made out of these little letters, and it's going to say a dream come true, or it's a dream come true, or something like that. And then I'm going to journal about that on here. I will do that off camera. What I'm going to do is pick, and I've kind of gone through and counted letters. I'm going to pick, each word is going to be the same color, but each word will be different from the colors of the previous word. So those are my thoughts there. But I do want to make a kind of a heading up here with this flare, and of course I have to dig it up, and I'll do this tropical leaf and I'll glue it on. And I have it overlapping there, and then I'll do this. And then, like I said, the word's going to go out across on top of that gold strip. And the height of each letter is such that it goes just slightly above that. If I line it up with that line, it goes just slightly above. And I thought here's where I might put this little butterfly. There were butterflies there, and there was tropical foliage everywhere. Now I've got this heart, which kind of could go here, and then maybe I could use that. Like that, and then leave the rest for journaling. I don't like the looks of any of that. So let me go back to maybe this style of tropical leaf. And I have to peel it, of course. And then maybe I'll save the heart flare for something else. I don't know. Let's see. We could do that. I kind of don't need that. How about if I did this and maybe one of these black leaves, or a couple of them, maybe one under and one above. Although I think I might like it better if it were down here. How about if I do that and have that? I'm gonna replace that with this, maybe. I think I will do that. So let's get this guy on there. And I have not glued this down, but I think I've just decided that it's going to go right alongside here. kind of equal with the photo. It's not exactly the same height as the photo. I did not measure them for them to be that way. I think I might use this lighter colored hibiscus, the translucent one, maybe like that. And then these could kind of go, okay, that seems to work for me, but I'm gonna have to put one underneath the green leaf. I want that kind of hanging over as much as possible. And then I will put some glue here. I will tell you that I love die-cut tropical foliage. I just love the look of it. But I do have a little trouble arching it the right way, you know, kind of using it. And the same is true of these. Like, I have no idea. I wanted to use it here. I have no idea how that would end up. I don't know how to use it. Like, I could use it there maybe, or even here. But see, that just doesn't look good to me. I love it, but it takes me a lot of faffing about to get it to work, to look good. Okay, so I think I've got everything down except this top part of the title and the journaling I'm going to write here. And to be honest, I'm going to photograph it before I write the journaling, and the journaling will be just for my album. This is a it's a hard time of the year because of what was going on a year ago. And let me kind of move this up. I realized, after someone pointed it out to me, that I tend to bring things down where I can see them. I'm not happy with that right there. So I did say I had some little word strips I wanted to use. Anyway, somebody mentioned that they had trouble seeing the bottom of the layout, and so I'm going to try to get it. I'm looking at the camera now. I think that gets you the whole layout in view right now, so that's good. So here I wanted to put something, and maybe up here might not be a bad way. There's something that says go after your dreams, and this is going to say it's a dream come true. So go after your dreams, kind of, I don't want right up here where the word dream is going to be. So that's not the one that's going to go up there. So let me put this here. And I sometimes put foam underneath, and I didn't need to this time. This says smile big. So I thought it could go there. And maybe a little bit of foam on the part of it that has to kind of step down from see if I can do that. Over on the smile side. And of course that has an angle that makes it show. And I'll snip that off. Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue just to be sure it sticks everywhere that I need it to stick. Okay, so here. All right, that's good. And then I wish I had a tiny butterfly or something there. How about a couple of hearts? Those are just too red, although I kind of like these are, there's a puffy one that's kind of in a coral color. So I could put that there. Okay, this is the one that needs to be down a bit. Maybe like that. And then this one can overlap. And then the smile gets a little glue and a little encouragement to stick to the glue. Okay, and then this is just a chapter is enough. Well, actually, small details. It is just a chapter that almost every one of these phrase stickers is ideal. So I'm going to put let me get it around. I have to tell you how happy I am with those letters. I love the color pink and the shimmer that's on there. It's just making me happy. Let's see. So that says small details. What else did I want to say? There was another one I thought, my happiness. Okay, and that, of course, has to go right here because that's the guy. That's the guy who was and is. Okay. And it's the right color too, so. Let's see. It would be cool if I could find something here. This says happy time, but it's kind of not an ideal color. Let's just see. I don't think that looks bad. It's close enough to the greens. There's kind of a bluish green in there. And this is, that's what this is. It's just kind of a bluish green teal color. Okay, so this kind of is an unusual page in its composition, and that's because of the, cutting the double page layout in half and then leaving part of it off. So I didn't achieve quite the balance that the sketch designer had in the double page sketch. But I'm happy with this, and like I said, I will put the title on here, and then I'll take the photograph, and then I'll do the journaling. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.